One of my observations over the years when exploring, it takes a special sort of mindset to truly discover something. When I first came up here, I was 83 or 4. In Indonesia, at that time, the only known surf was Bali, G-Land, and Nias. That was it. There's got to be more waves here. I went up to Singapore and bought the chart of the Sunda Straits and then all the coast of Sumatra. You know, we point them at this point here. We go, there's got to be waves here. And we said, and across the other side, there's got to be waves. Got to be surf here, here, and here. And guess what? There was surf in all these places. It wasn't until May 83 that I came out here with my own boat. And then we woke up in the morning, we looked out, and we could just see it from over there, the other end of the bay. Just these triangles of this wave. You know, you can imagine the very first time anyone's seen it, right? And just going, that's incredible. I said, C was like South Swell, really big at the back, then bending around. I reckon, wait for a really big one because I reckon it'll break off the reef. Finally, I paddle out there. I get out there thinking they're right behind me. I turn around, they're still on the boat. I'm already paddled all the way out, you know. My theory was the biggest one is the safest one. So I waited and the biggest set came through and paddled, put my head down and went. I think it's the most courageous thing I've ever done. Called a 1 palm point because there was one palm tree right in front of the line takeoff. It was like obvious. You imagine you go whole areas that were uncharted. You know you're the only person that's ever been there. We realised that we had it all to ourselves. 40, 50, 60, 70. So 80 miles, that's about what we'll be there in the morning, kind of, you know, 80, 100 miles overnight. There's Krakatoa over there that we went past. Biggest explosion in modern history. And I just look at this little island here, wonder if there's any surf. Who knows? I went there 20 years ago and it seemed like it was too much shallow water around it. All right, keep on coming. What water depth you got?
13.
Okay, throw the anchor out.
Not ready yet.
Who? No one's ready yet. They're a bit late to the party.
Yeah, the pink one. Thank you.
Here we go. Gonna be on as just building. Wow, how was that last wave of Mikala's? I didn't think it was going to make it out. That must make your fucking day.
Take us to higher ground.
Well, when these guys come in, we'll hit it. Start our northward journey.
Ready? Turn around. I'm gonna do your elbow first because I have to rub it. I have to rub it. I have to. Okay, last one. Okay, wait. Didn't get this one. It's almost done. Okay, you're good. What?
So I lied, like, I got a buddy, like, I used to always travel with, and he just...
In the early days when I was up here, we were in the middle of the lost kingdom of the universe or somewhere. I was talking to the locals. I was one of the very first points of contact with the modern world. These people were very, very, very untouched. Now, when we used to come here at first, there would be ladies out at low tide on the reef with the traditional Mentawais hats and clothing on, and they'd see us and they would sprint across the reef. They thought we were white ghosts, so they'd hide in the bushes and watch us. That was only like 27 years ago. You see photographs from the Dutch times. It was pretty much the way it had always been here, but now there's been great changes really quickly, you know. Bringing Western ways, and I don't think people understand how fragile the whole thing was. Look what happened with the Spanish in South America, from Christopher Columbus to Africa. Look at some of the things that were done in the name of an exploration way back in those days. Horrible stuff. We went around the world telling everybody what's going on without listening. I remember that we were in this bay for an anchorage one night, in the middle of nowhere. This guy comes out in a canoe. He goes, "Good evening, gentlemen," in perfect Australian English. He says, "Oh yeah, I used to live in Australia. I got a degree, I had a house, had a job, was in Australia for like 15 years, 20 years. And now you're back here." He says, "Yep. I decided to come back and live in my village. And I think that we've got a far healthier society than you have. I think you people have got it wrong." This guy had seen both worlds and made a choice. If we lived for 500 years, would we behave the way we're behaving? This is stuff about colonialism, right? So I'd rather be a benign force. We did a lot over the years to help people in the tsunamis and everything else, and volunteer, but we didn't do it to get recognition. We did it because we wanted to help. The only thing I reckon we can really offer them is medical assistance. Or they need a toe or something's wrong. If they're in need, we'll always help them.
Tali kono. Ada tali. Oke, cukup. Ikat. Sudah berapa lama di sana? Hah? Di situ. Udah 5 hari. Udah buang jangkar situ, udah ada temennya ini.
Di truk-truk.
Ya.
Truk-truk baru.
Ayo. Ya.
Come back.
Yeah, he just back to boat now on the way.
All right, well, good job, Chris. That's our good day for the day.
Okay, stand by. Back to boat now on the way.
What's that? Okay.
Okay, stand by.
This is why boat trips are much better than surf camps. Because when the boats leave, it's just exactly the same as it was in 1983. It's getting harder and harder. We're looking for surf that they love that feeling of being when nobody else has been. Surf breaks are one of the last things that people are looking for.
Did not grab the water just then.
It takes a special sort of mindset to truly discover something. I think the thing is to understand that the possibility is there. A lot of people think with the way the world is that everything's been discovered. And there's no point going out there because it's already been done. Once you've had a few successes where people have been and what they haven't done, if no one's ever been there, you go, aha, there's lots out there. How many surf breaks have I found? I've lost track a long time ago. I added them up once and it was over 100. There was only one break that I remember really having the biggest impact on me. It was discovering One Palm Point. It's been great this trip. Memory lane, you know. Roger, Elon, this is Indies Tray 3. You know, once you get the bug, you just don't want to get back to normal society and fade away. With dealing with the locals, our interaction was so positive. We never had any conflict or problems with anybody. It took me years to get their trust. Do I think there are undiscovered places left? Yes, I do. This is the last opportunity for us to go out and look for the last remaining surf breaks in the world that haven't been found.